for all my life. They say I'm a failure, end up in jail, I ain't proving right. My mama, she told me before, son, you get I understood, but I ain't see the vision. A nigga kept going, and now I'm winning. Some people I put my trust in, try to fuck with my image. Oh no, you didn't. Some say you forgive, but don't forget it. Now you know how we do. Lock that back door, don't let no one through. I told Michi in these streets ain't no rules. He say, cause all this life we ain't over this. Yeah. And I understand that this shit wasn't easy, but nigga, we did it. Yeah. And all them hoes and all them niggas that wasn't fucking with us, then we them niggas. And now we rich now. We got money. I don't give a shit, no. And we did it. Young nigga come up for nothing, now he getting to them riches. And it's the life of a young rich nigga.
Yeah, I ain't playing with your ass. Nigga, I ain't playing with your ass. You chasing greatness. You got greatness talking to you. Become great.
Yo, what's going on out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. Stop playing with me, boy. It's your boys, the Rize Podcast, with your boy, Coach Squeeze, a.k.a. the Smoothie King. Right back at y'all with another one, man. Appreciate y'all for coming in, those who constantly support the podcast, man, and the podcast journey. I appreciate you guys, love you guys, and you know, we give our take over here, but you know, you had your clowns that come in, miserable people, you know, no good intention whatsoever. So, you know, but we got our undefeated people in the chat to get them out of there. But y'all know what we do over here, man. If you going through something, make sure you sit down and talk to somebody, man, before you act things out, and make sure that it's somebody that's easy to listen to and that's gonna give you sound advice. All right, y'all, let me get the sponsors out of the way. Y'all know how we do over here. 5-time world champ, 4 different weight classes. First ballot Hall of Famer, Baltimore's own GTD Promotions. Redesigning minds one mind at a time. We know a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Shout out www.kenichibed.com. Use code TRP. You'll get 15% off. Also, shout out www.narslipgallery.org. Go over to Damari's page. Support him. He's an artist in the ring and out of the ring. Future world champion. Shout out to Richie Baby for the 5 edits and intros. Shout out to Mia Killer B. Go over to her page, miakillerb.com. Get her merch. R.I.P. to John Boy. R.I.P. to Miss Tanya Van Jobs Williams Jr. Shout out the Bad Girls promotion featuring Miss Olivia Pope, Miss Nikki, a.k.a. Miss Olivia Pope, Coach Brandy. Keep Miss Nikki in y'all prayers and her healing process. EOE education over everything. My brother movement. Hardcore boxing news, keep him in y'all prayers. Just Do Boxing, Aunt McQueen Boxing, Stretched Out Boxing. Shout out to Four Corners Boxing featuring Maurice and Jenny Jones. Go over there to 15 rounds of boxing every Wednesday night and support their podcast journey. Shout out to Pro Soul Boxing gear and clothing line, AO clothing line. Go over to these websites and support the black businesses. Richie Threads, shout out to him. Don't forget to go over to the RizePodcast.com. Get your merch. Don't forget to come down to 1901 Pennsylvania Avenue. Get your Shari's Essentials, 12 rolls for $7. And Miss Mona, shout out to her. Kyle Coolett. And everybody, Miss Cheryl Whitley, Miss Melody Queen, everybody who support us, man. Last but not least, the official gear boxing. All the fighters wearing it. Y'all can say it with me in the chat on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and they hooked me up again. Box Raw. Shout out to them, man. Much love. Showed the Smoothie King. Much love. Let me go on over here to the cheese at Kansas City in the house, Branson. Ace is the place of the helping hardware store. Tabu Abakabutu, Eon BS. Abdullah over everybody, Knockout King. Daryl Hopkins, Jarrell Davis. Smoothie King, right back at you with another one. Tabu Apakabutu, been a member for 18 months. Congratulations. The Sharp, peace and blessings. Smoothie King, right back at y'all with another one. Tabu Apakabutu, thanks for the color in the chat. Money Brown TV, what it do? Salute. How you been, man? Hope all is well with you, good brother. I ain't heard from you. Yeah, man, Money B. I ain't heard from him in a minute, yo. Brooklyn BZ. What up, Rize Podcast? The Sharp. You're us with VW Parts. The chosen one. Eon BS. Where my song on? I know I changed my name. Can't stop. Yeah. I feel I'm thinking on you. You're thinking on me. Thinking on me. And I can't stop. I can't stop. I feel. There you go, champ. Hope I did you right. The chosen one. Charleston White has the best jab in boxing. Yeah, he was doing that jab and that brick hand straight down the alley. Tabu Apakabutu say Farmer should win. Eon BS. There it is on Money Brown TV. Been going through some things, my brother. Like you said, had to get right mentally, my man. Oh, I'm glad to see you up in the chat. You in the right place, man. You in the right place. You know how we roll over here. Yeah. Know how we roll. Glad to see you. You know, it's tough, man. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Glad to see you in the chat. Keep Money Brown TV in y'all prayers, man. Bray Marlin. You're us with VW parts. It's my look under my whip. You see Volkswagen parts. Ace is the place of the helping hardware store. Bray Marlin, Deontay Wilder back on Friday. Joseph Foster, peace. Doria Brown, what it do? All right, man. We got it's fight week. Tevin Farmer versus Floyd Schofield. Who wins and why? What y'all think, man? Let me know, man. What's up? What's on y'all mind? Dorian Brown, what it do? Ace is the place that help him. Hardware stores say definitely got to check out Wilder. Yeah, see how he look. The shark. Tevin might outbox that kid. Yeah, I think so too. I'm going with Tevin. That stuff him and his father pulled with that Shakur shit was crazy. Brooklyn BZ said, I think Farmer about to hurt kid. He a veteran. Can't stop Uncle E. Oak. You peek how Pillow Hands Kerr having trouble with his weight cut. Nah. Man. Outgrowing the division. Daryl Hott would say, I think Farmer can pull it off. The chosen one, I'm 50-50. I'm 64. Actually, I'm 70-30. Chosen one, I'm 70-30. Kid Austin ain't showed me nothing. He ain't, far as I'm concerned, he ain't did nothing. You're us with Volkswagen parts. I hope to pay to sleep him. That ain't gonna happen. You know, he ain't let nobody touch him. Brooklyn BZ, he was talking about his tip and being very disrespectful in interviews. Ha 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 ha. Combat Sports 90 say they gonna rob Farmer. You know they is. Eon BS. I think it's trouble now that he found out Turk got that 18x18 ring. Yeah, yo, like, I don't know what the hell going on. Money Brown TV said, I'm riding with Tevin. It's just spirits should outschool Floyd. I agree. Rocco McBride, what it do? Farmer beat Schofield. I'm going with Farmer. Dorian Brown say, Wilder can't stay away from getting clipped. Branson say, what's up, Squeeze? You got Farmer. Yeah, I'm going with Farmer, man. I ain't messing with the Schofields after they pulled that Shakur Stevenson crap. I'm not going. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. As far as I'm concerned, He should been getting back. He should have been getting back to that Shakur fight. But you healing up and you going for Tevin Farmer, but you think is an easy target. Which I don't think so. Yeah, I would have to get the link to send him. Definitely. We gotta chop it up. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Me and Money B. Dorian Brown said kid only. Yeah. Combat Sports 90. And they was ducking Abdullah. Yeah, they talking about they all talk, man. The shark, no funny, but Farmer can swim without getting wet. That boy's slick. Yeah. Tevin Farmer, good man. He a good boxer, man. I mess with Tevin, yo. I always did like Tevin Farmer. Always did like Tevin Farmer, man. You ain't never heard him doing nothing really stupid outside the ring. And when he locked in, he locked in. When he locked in, man. Yeah. I'm going with Tevin Farmer, 60-40. 60-40. That's my count. I think Tevin going to outbox him. Floyd going to come with that wild stuff. All Tevin got to do is be defensively responsible. Rocco McBride say, Tevin Farmer is nice to have picked up boxing at 19 years old. Yeah. Yeah, let me see. I don't want to mess up. Invite guests, email. Trying to get it, Money Brown. Let me see if I can. You got let me see. Let me see. Money Brown, I gotta have something to send it to you on. Your messenger, your Gmail, or your email, Money Brown, so I can send it to you. If you send me one of them, I can send it to you, Money Brown. Send me your email, your Gmail, or messenger. You on Facebook? Try to send it to him. Yeah, I'm trying to. If he send me something, I can send it to him. Brooklyn BZ, you giving kid a good chance. I don't know. He got the chin to hang with Farmer. We don't know. Dorian Brown, kid just works on moving around the ring. Rocco McBride, people say Austin fights like Porter, but Porter had a method to the madness. He did. The Shark, a method to the madness. Brooklyn BZ say, nah, kids, nothing like Porter. Melody Queen, salute. Hope you had a blessed day. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way in, please. And then thank you. Melody Queen 27. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Rize Podcast. Cash App, $GEESSUS, $Coach Squeeze to support the channel. Get your merch on the RizePodcast.com. Okay. Trey Hampton 52 at gmail.com. Let me see. Give me a minute, y'all. Trey. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I sent it to him, so let's see if I did it right. Let's see if I did it right. Sent it to my boy right. Yeah, I'm going with Farmer. I don't know what they up to. I hope they don't rob my boy like he say. I'm going with Tevin Farmer. Definitely the experience. He need a good win. Excuse me. Maybe this will put a name not a big name, but a relevant name back on his resume in contention to fight for another title. Brooklyn BZ, I talked to Joel Judah today at my son gym. Yeah, I'm going with him. I hope I sent it to Money Brown right. Brooklyn BZ. Did I send it right, Money Brown? Daryl Hopkins, what it do? Yeah, man. They say Deontay back in the ring, so I don't know, man. Deontay, I know for a fact, Deontay good years is behind him, man. I don't see him making no type of comeback in the heavyweight division. I'm a big Deontay Wilder fan. I don't know what to expect from him now, being out of the game, not in the spotlight, used to fighting with that energy and everything. So let's see, man. Yep. Let's see. JTBT, salute Squeeze and Rize family. What it do, champ? Peace and blessings, champ. Okay. All right, I did something right, y'all. I'm getting a little slick with it. Let me bring him in, y'all. He used to make his appearances regularly on the Rize podcast, but he got his own thing going on. Man, I you know what I mean? This is my people's, man. He got his own views and how he look at things. This is what I like about him, and he breaks it down. Tonight, we gonna get a little bit of some boxing historians and his side of the story. Let me bring him in, y'all. Y'all know him as Money Brown TV.
Squeeze, how you doing, big bro?
Oh, man, good to hear your voice, champ.
Yes, sir, man. Good to hear you too, brother.
You sound a little far back.
I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I still sound far back?
Huh?
I still sound far back?
You sound a little blurry, like.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to come back on the computer. Hold on. Come back on the computer.
All right. Yeah, you sounding blurry. All right, y'all. While Money Brown hook up his microphone check, you know what I mean? We going to chop it up like a cheese steak, Philly cheese steak, and I'm going to get his perspective on a couple of fights. The fights this weekend and the fights that passed, in his opinion, and how he been seeing the boxing game going here lately. So, in his perspective, I'ma hear his thoughts soon he get his microphone together. True Culture, salute. All right, I'm gonna bring him back in. Microphone check, y'all. Microphone check. Melody Queen 27, best moderator in the game. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way in, please, and thank you. Yeah, y'all, he chewing up the mic, y'all. D33284, what it do? What it do, champ? God bless. Glad you could join us. We talking about fight week, Tevin Farmer, Floyd, Schofield, and Deontay Wilder is supposed to be fighting this weekend. So let's see what's going on, man. Let's see what's going on. Yeah. Because like I say, something cooking with them picking Tevin. You know what I mean? He trying to look at Tevin as a weak link. I notice a lot of these guys, I mean, he's still young, but I see how he trying to move, his father trying to move, how you go from, and this is no stab, the Tevin Farmer. We know Tevin Farmer been in the game for a decade, over a decade. And y'all feel as though y'all can pick on Tevin and that gonna be a fight, y'all. I mean, I get it. But this one I think might backfire on. Yeah, because Tevin come to fight every night. Yeah, he ain't laying down. Definitely ain't laying down. So I don't know what's up with that decision to fight Tevin Farmer. Brooklyn BZ, he picked Farmer because of his tick. He sees the tick as a weakness. Well, might backfire on him. Yup. This one might backfire. I think Tevin gonna school him. Tevin gonna school him, yo. He gonna take him back to school. Experience is the best teacher. And Tevin got plenty of experience. That's what I'm saying. Eon BS. That's what I'm saying. Brooklyn BZ say weakness, squeeze. You ever try to interview him and his pops? Who, Tevin Farmer? Oh, Schofield. Nah. I would interview his son, but not his father. And you know you ain't interviewing his son without his father. Because you ain't going to be able to get a word in. And he one of the biggest cappers in the business. Bill Haney 2.0. Here you go, y'all. We back up.
All right, sound better?
Yeah, Money Brown, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Now, like I was saying, it was good to hear you as well, man. I want to thank you, Squeeze, for always being trill, always being real. You know, I love the Rize podcast, man. I'm going to always love y'all fellas, man. I'm going to always ride with Baltimore, man. And shouts out to the chat.
Appreciate that, man. Only could be one way, man. I only know how to be one way. If I can't be genuine with a brother, you know, and uplifting to somebody, I don't want to be nobody at all to him.
That's right, bro.
That's negative energy, and I know I'm just passing through here, and my shit ain't no better than nobody else's. People might have more connections or whatever and separate themselves, but you know, with everything they have, and there's nothing wrong with having things, but when you make it the vocal point of your life and throwing it in other people's face, you know, all kingdoms fall.
That's right.
Yeah, you know, all kingdoms fall. Okay, champ. You want to recap the weekend. What I don't know if you've been watching boxing lately, but what's your thoughts on what's been taking place with the Turki Alalshikh thing? How you feel about that?
You know me, I get credit where credit is due, and I get on your ass when it's time to get on your ass. Turkey, he did some good things, right? He come in, he do some good things, and then he do some bad things. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes you can try too hard. You know what I mean? And I feel like he's trying to look too hard. He got some good intentions that can, you know what I mean, do good. But I think when he come in and I feel like he try to be the Donald Trump of the boxing game because he got the money and things of that nature. You try to, go outside of what the history of boxing is when all you gotta do is just keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? Follow the guidelines of boxing and boxing will follow you. But when you come in and you start trying to, you know, generalize for your own personal entertainment, that's when things start going left. You know what I mean? You start trying to keep the fans out of certain things. You start trying to control the fighters to be a certain way. You know what I mean? And you saying, and he plus to love the sport of boxing, he should know the history of boxing. But it's just like certain things he's trying to do, you know what I mean, a little too much. You know what I mean? And it can leave a nasty taste in people's mouths. You know what I'm saying? If he just keep it traditional boxing, come in, because he's not a promoter, but he want to be a promoter. You the man that you got the money to back it up. You got to let people do their jobs. It's like you're trying to do everybody's jobs, and now you all the way down to the fighters. You're trying to tell the fighters how to fight and things like that, to where you start fucking things up, and that's when you need to take a step back and start looking. You know what I mean? So he got some good intentions, but he got some I don't know, some type of evil. I ain't gonna say evil. I ain't gonna use that word, but he just got some, bad ways of things that he's trying to do that just not sitting well. You know what I mean?
Um, I I get what you're saying, and out of your perspective, out of your eye, that you perceiving that, but at the end of the day, I know exactly what it is. He got an endless checkbook, and he expanding his horizons from his country. You know, those guys filthy over there. You know, they running the oil. You know, oil money different.
Yes, sir.
Oil money different. The whole world need oil. He in the business where the whole world needs.
That's right.
But exactly what you were saying, put the money up, but keep it traditional. It sounds like he trying to be a totalitarian a little bit, trying to dictate, like you say, the size of the ring, and y'all ain't gonna be running.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't throwing no goddamn punches at nobody.
Exactly.
You know, you tripping on that, champ.
Yeah.
Tripping on that. But let me touch some other topics with you, because I ain't heard from you in a while, and I wanna pick your brain a little bit. Did you see the Lorenzo Truck Simpson and Jai Tucker fight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did.
Give me your honest opinion, what you saw, and what Truck need to do moving forward.
All right. When I was looking at Truck was not using his jab, bro. We know he can jab. So when I'm looking at him, he was throwing everything hard, and and when you're looking at, he was landing the cleaner shots. Like, let's be clear about that. Jahad Tucker, he was just more busier. He was outworking them, right? Catching them, turning them, and things of that nature. I think Truck just need to go back to the drawing board, bro, and he got to be a little bit more busy. But I want to see him work off the jab. You see the punch, you see the speed, you saw the counter punching ability, you saw the body work. You know what I mean? I felt like he got caught up in trying to land power shots, to where it's like you think you got that knockout power, that you go catch him with some and put him out. I just want him to be a little bit more smarter, bro. Work off the jab. You know what I mean? Stop trying to just throw everything hard. because we know Chuck talented as hell. We seen what he did in the amateur. We know he got the skill set. But I think sometimes you can get caught up in, trying to catch him and knock him out instead of working towards that knockout. So I just want to see him work the jab more, bro. Be a little bit more patient. You don't got to, rush in there all the time and get him. Because it was a good scrap, you know what I'm saying? So it's just the fact that Jahad Tucker, he fought, we could say he had a couple better competition fights, and he would just outwork him, just being fast, Truck, letting him get off. Like, it's like, when Truck catch him with something, it's like he'll sit there, bam, bam, catch him, and then he'll let Jahad Tucker just get right back off on him. You know what I mean? Like either catch him with something, bam, bam, boom, wrap him up, or catch him with something and keep going. I didn't like the fact that every time he catch him with a good shot, he'll stop like he admiring his work. But Jahad Tucker, picking up on it, just boom, 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 jump back on him. So anytime Truck do something, he'll let Jahad Tucker take it right back from him. You know what I mean? Even if because Jahad, he was throwing a lot of punches. Truck was blocking a lot too. He was blocking a lot of them punches, but the fact that he was just letting him be more busier. So I just like to see him go back to the drawing board and work off the jab a little bit more and set some more things up and let him run into something instead of trying to force everything. But I'm still riding with Truck all through and through though.
Yeah. You must have been a fly on the wall in the gym today, because you just mimicked and repeated everything I said, because a lot of people don't know I've been following Tank Truck since he was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And what is Lastoria's amateur career was based on boxing.
Yes, sir.
Working the jab, getting off the line, body snatcher, but like you say, setting it up, not forcing it. That ain't what you do. You're not a walk down type of fighter.
Mm-hmm.
That's not in your DNA. Go back to outboxing. Use your quickness. Use your sharpness. Pick your angles, and don't rush and be patient. I said the same thing today at the gym.
No grapevines think alike.
Yeah, well, need to say no more. I can't say it no better than what you said. This is where I'm gonna go at you at, and I'm gonna see where your thought process at from a boxing historian point of view. I had to go back and watch the Shakur Stevenson and De Los Santos fight, and when Shakur damaged his hand early and had to use one hand to box, I had fell into the mindset of not really watching the fight, but listening to what other people saying. And I'm thinking what he did in that fight was running. But when the more I looked at that fight, and I looked at that fight,
Come on.
and I looked at that fight,
Come on.
I say, I could have played the symphony orchestra song and put that fight on and sit back. And I don't smoke a cigar, but I'd have smoked one just to play that music and play that fight at the same time. Shakur put on one of the most mechanical boxing displays with one hand tied behind his back that I haven't saw in about a decade.
That's why I rock with you, Squeeze.
Huh?
That's why I rock with you, Squeeze. Listen, I tell people all the time, I swear on my father's soul, I say one thing, I swear to you, Squeeze. God, we had a tornado. God can blow this house up with all my family here right now, bro. I tell people one thing about the Rize podcast, brother. I don't give a damn if you going against a fighter that they bred. They're going to give you your just due and your credit. They're not going to be like some of these other clown ass channels
No.
that go out here and take credit away from fighters who work their ass off in the ring and built themselves up to be something. Because I got Tank knocking Shakur ass out. But one thing I'm not going to do is take credit from that man. Now, we had the privilege to interview him, and he showed us the paperwork on that fight where he had a messed up rotator cuff and he had a messed up hand. See, that's why I don't go along to get along. You know what I mean? In that fight, if you watch that fight clearly, you see that man was not throwing that hand for the whole fight. He had one damn hand, right? And for Dos Santos to be this knockout artist like everybody's saying he is, how come you don't pick up on that and say, you know what, I'm going to go for it, right? He still was being cautious, and it was time, because people would like to blame Shakur about that fight. It was time that he pushed Dos Santos back some, and it was time that Dos Santos had opportunities to go get Shakur Stevenson, and he didn't do it. You know what I mean? And I say what you say, Squeeze. The man went out there, because you regardless of what people say, the facts are the facts. You can't change the facts. The man went out there with one hand, bro, one hand, and still negated the offense of this so-called knockout artist that's a killer, who is skillful. I don't take nothing away from Dos Santos. He's a hell of a fighter. He got skills. But for a man to go out there with one hand, that's what people got to get out. Like, you got to get outside your body, outside your feelings when you're watching boxing. And you got to respect the skill set that people possesses. You know what I mean? Everybody not a knockout artist. You got to respect people for what they possess in the ring. That's why it's called pugilism. It's the sport of boxing. And he went out there and he put on a show, bro, with one hand to still walk away victorious. And it wasn't no split decision or things of that nature. He walked away with a unanimous decision with a man who's a knockout artist, who was able, right, who could have went out there if he'd have pushed forward. Who knows if he could have got closer. But, you know, I give Shakur all the credit in the world, bro. And he went out there and he did his thing. You know what I mean? I salute that.
Man, when I went back to Saw, and I'm going to watch it again when I get off here, that fight, to me, when I went back and looked, I said, let me go back and watch this fight, man. And then I put a song with the damn fight. It was like dun 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 dun. I'm like, yo, was slipping. He used that messed up hand when he had to. He even stood in the pocket and rolled a little bit with the one hand. He jabbed off that hand. He hooked off that hand. He stabbed to the body off that hand. And when Dos Santos went charging at him, he slipped. He looked at like Ally Sweet Pea. You could have put red chalk on Dos Santos' tip of his gloves, a ginger reveal chalk, and a white three-piece suit on Shakur that night, and you wouldn't have had none of the red chalk on.
That's right.
I don't know, but they were. I pray to God. I'm 55 years old now. I'll be 56, God willing, next month in a week. But I wish that I could move like that. Pop, pop, I'm out. Pop, pop, I'm out. Pop, I'm out. Pop, pop, I'm out. Pop, goes. Pop, pop, goes. It's a difference now. I think probably like I would say one fight, I could say probably he ran in that I'm thinking, or at the top of my head, one or two. But it's a difference between running and boxing.
Yep.
It's a difference. And I had to come back on and apologize to Shakur Stevenson. The raw, I'm at the gym every day, and I don't even see nobody fight like that no more.
That's right.
Mine's the fifth. Can't stop. Yeah, man. So let me go to we covered that, and Damn, we cooking tonight. You mean you on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Let me. What I'm gonna throw at you now? Oh, I ain't heard from you, but I can't let you go on certain things. Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Break it down out of Money Brown TV mind. You got the floor. Whatever comes to your mind.
Now, one thing I'm gonna let people know, because they know my guys are Deontay Wilder, Earl Spence, no particular order, Canelo, and Tank. Those are my guys, right? I ride for them. But when I look at Bud Crawford, hell of a fighter, bro. And I like Bud. Been watching Bud since a lot of these so-called Bud fanatics. So I rock with him and I ride with him. I remember Terrence Bud Crawford saying that 147, y'all want me to go to 160 to fight Canelo Alvarez? I'm not Superman. These are his words. You know what I mean? I'm not Superman. So it's still the same situation. You're going from 54 to 68 to fight Canelo Alvarez. You didn't think you were Superman then, but you think you're Superman now, which I respect it. I respect it, right? You're getting a hell of a payday. You know, you got that Earl Spence payday. It looked good. You know, Bob Earn wasn't paying those type of paydays. So once you got it, that money looked good. We know you got 8 kids. You know what I mean? You need them big paydays, especially if you can get a big one on the way out the door. So I'm not knocking nobody that's going to get their money. None of these fighters. However you get your money, get your money. But when I'm looking at Bud and I seen him at 54 and he couldn't hurt my mans, like he didn't hit him and hurt him at all. And now you're jumping up 2 weight class and you got all these people talking about, oh, he can knock Canelo out. He can do this. Well, we know Canelo got one of the if not probably the best chin in boxing right now, getting hit by Triple G, not going nowhere, going up to 75, not getting buzzed up there. Cotto didn't buzz him at 54, but we got Bud who started at 35, coming up to 68. And I know he's a hell of a fighter, but we got somebody named Jamel Charlo who can crack as well. You know what I mean? Who went and fought Canelo and couldn't buzz him. So I don't see Terrence Bud Crawford buzz him. I see Bud, you know, going up. Your first fight at 68, we got to see how you fight with the weight. You know what I'm saying? Could you still move the way you move? And then you got to deal with somebody like Canelo Alvarez who can punch as well and who got skills as well. So, you know, I think in that fight squeeze, I think Bud going to have some moments, right? But I think once he feel the power of Canelo Alvarez, I'm going to see if it be the same Bud who, once you get hit, you want your lick back, or if you go be a Bud that make a business decision and say, you know what, I can't get caught by this because this can put my lights out. You know what I mean? A lot of people look at Canelo saying, oh, he lost a step because of the last fight. And he ain't the same Canelo of old, right? He is getting up there in age. But Bud is even older than Canelo, even though Canelo might be in boxing years older than Bud because he started early, he had probably more awards and things like that. But Canelo's seen it all. He done it all. It ain't going to be nothing that Bud can come, that can bring to the ring that's going to surprise him. You know what I mean? So especially if he hit Canelo say, you know what, I can take it. You know what I mean? But we all know if you get hit on the right spot, anybody can go down. But if Bud hit Canelo and Canelo say, listen here, bro, that ain't nothing, I'm coming to get you, I think it might go bad for Terrence Bud Crawford that night. You know what I mean? I got Canelo winning the fight still, but I see Bud having some success in certain spots because we know Canelo is he like his output ain't outputting like that, and we know Bud, he do got a good jab, he do got a good, he got good range and distance, but I just can't see him beating Canelo his first fight at 168, not getting acclimated to the weight. You fighting the bigger and stronger fighter who can punch, who can go to the body. This ain't Earl Spence. And Earl is my dog and I rock with him heavy. This ain't Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that's been there, that's seen it all and done it all. And you're going to have your best that night. You're going to have to, as much as people want to say Canelo lost a step, things like that, that Mexican motherfucker still can punch. And if he smell blood, he's going to come and get you. So I'm looking forward to it, but I got Canelo winning on that night squeeze.
Woo! Once again, you must have been a fly on the wall. At the gym today, I was going back and forth. Me and one of the parents was going back and forth with one of the coaches, and he stated the same thing. I don't want to sound like a mockingbird. You didn't even hurt Metramov.
That's right.
At 54. You stopped your knockout streak. You was cautious with Metramol. Different style fighter. But to me, the fight gonna look more like Canelo. This fight is gonna be Bivol, and Bud gonna be Canelo this fight.
Okay.
That's my interpretation. That's my breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo gonna be Bivol. Bud gonna be Canelo in this fight. Gonna be a good fight.
Uh-huh.
Gonna be interesting. Lows, highs, but the size, the power, the smarts, the experience, all of that. Both of them got experience, but that's gonna play a big factor in this. And I don't know, man. I don't like it. I said I love Bud and Canelo, my guy. I really don't want to choose name one of them. To be honest with you, this is just one of the ones I would like to sit back and watch play out. But the things that people overlooking is astronomical and ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You went up from 30, 35 up to 68. No warm up, no tune up.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't look spectacular at the 54 fight. Stuff happens. But you're going at the best in the division.
Yep.
I don't like it.
And been out the ring a little bit, Squeeze. And he been out the ring a little bit. And Canelo been active.
Canelo ain't stupid.
At all.
Did I ask you about the Tevin Farmer and Floyd Schofield?
Nope. No.
What's your thoughts?
No, Tevin, that's my brother, man. I talk to Tevin almost every day. I feel like the experience of Tevin, bro, like we just seen what he did with Cepeda. And I feel like Cepeda is a better fighter than Floyd Schofield. You know what I mean? I don't think Floyd, he haven't really fought nobody yet, right? I respect him as a fighter, but I'm with you. The shit that they pulled on Shakur Stevenson, talking about, oh man, his massage, his masseuse, they rubbed cream on my boy, they did something to my boy, and this man don't even have a masseuse out there. You know what I mean? Then y'all go to the hospital and he laid all up like he's in ICU about to die and shit. Like God fit come and touch him and take him, and they, doing all this, throwing salt on the man's name. You know what I mean? Just to pull out of the fight. If that's the case, you shouldn't have signed the contract. Said you wanted to fight. So I don't like they antics. I don't like the way the father go about his business. And we don't condone woman beaters, right? We seen what he did to that lady. I'm not letting that slide. You know what I mean? But I just don't like the how he go about his business and what he try to do. So I think they look at Tevin as Tevin can't punch, so he must be an easy target, and this and that, and sleeping on who Tevin is. Tevin is a hell of a fighter, bro. The experience in the ring, he can move around, he can bang with you right there, make you miss, make you pay. And I just think Schofield, got a good little jab, but I think he gonna try to rely on that power. And once he see that power, ain't gonna work, I think, he start. To me, he gonna start panicking a little bit and trying to figure some things out because he ain't never been in there with somebody like Tevin Farmer. You know what I mean? And I just think Tevin go school the kid. I do. I think he go school him. I heard people saying they might rob him, this, that, and the third. Hey, if you go out there and make it look easy, they can't rob you. You know what I mean? So I feel like Floyd go come in. He gonna have some little moments in there. He's young, go try to come forth, things like that. But I think once Tevin pick up on the speed, you know what I mean, start figuring them out, I think, Tevin gonna have fun with him and outpoint him, outbox him.
I'm going 70-30 Farmer.
Yep.
I'm going 70. And only why I'm going that because unless Farmer tweak a shoulder or an ankle or injury. That's the only why. I don't see Tevin Farmer I don't see Floyd Schofield Jr. beating no Tevin Farmer.
Me neither.
In no shape, fashion, or form. So I don't know what they up to.
What you think, Squeeze? Do you think he haven't fought nobody? You know what I mean?
He haven't.
Yeah.
He haven't. So I guess it's the name. They didn't cherry pick the wrong guy on this one.
Yeah.
Ain't too many places they can run though.
I agree.
My next question. Jose Ramirez and Devin Haney. Give me your thoughts about the highly anticipated return of Devin Haney in the ring. Take the floor.
Well, in that fight, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say Devin did what he had to do after what Ryan did to him, right? I'm gonna say he had to get back in the win column for his mental health. You know what I mean? Because as much as they want to say, "Oh, the Oster ring with Ryan and he cheated me, and this the reason I lost," it don't take away from that ass whooping. It don't take away from you taking that punishment. It don't take away from you hitting that ground. It don't take away from people seeing that, because you know that'd be the worst on them young fighters to get their ass whooped like that, and everybody sees it. Was the social media era, things like that. Because I don't praise the O, but in their head, that O be everything to them. You know what I mean? And once they start praising that O, that psychologically do something to them, because once you take a loss, you feel like it's over with. Things of that nature, instead of like, okay, it's boxing. You win some, you lose some. Now I'm not discrediting Ryan for the Oster ranking system. They did what they did, but I felt like being out the ring for that long with your daddy putting all these antics, we go sue him. He tried to kill my baby, this and all that shit. I just feel like to come back, right? Of course, he could have been more. He could have had a little bit more offense going. But I think with the anticipation of the rematch of him and Ryan, I think he tried to do everything he had to do to make sure that he come out victorious to go back into that rematch. And not only that, being out the ring for so long, you got to do what you got to do to get back in the winning circle. So I felt like he came back and did what he had to do to get back in the winning circle. So I give him a pass for because a lot of people, oh man, he went in there, he was boring, he ran all night, this, that, and the third. You gotta, it's boxing. You gotta do what you gotta do to get to the next fight. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, but was that running or boxing that Devin did?
I think it was a little bit of both. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it was a little bit of both. I felt like he boxed there sometimes, and I do feel like he was running a little bit to make sure don't get hit again like I got hit against Ryan. But like I say, with Turkey being present and he putting pressure on them and things of that nature, you want to make sure you do what you got to do to make it to because the Ryan fight was was really overlooking the Ramirez fight and really was looking forward to him and Ryan getting into the rematch. But Ryan messed up that night. But and I felt like the pressure was on to make sure I do everything I got to do to make sure I win this fight. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm gonna keep it real. I feel like it was a little bit of both. But like I say, I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt like, you have to do that to get back in the winning circle. Because you go out there, you get caught on the chin to get dropped by Ramirez, or you go out there and got a little ring rust on you, and some just so happen Ramirez pull this fight out. Oh, they really go clown you, and you really going in a misery mind state. So I just feel like he did everything he had to do to get the victory. And
what's next for Devin? Ain't too many places he can run and hide at 47.
Exactly. It should have been, if it weren't Ryan, it should have been Rody. But it's like they afraid of Rody. Like they don't want to get on with no heavy hitter for real. So I felt like, okay, your daddy running around here talking about a hit list, bringing up, fights that that ain't realistic, right? Trying to make sure his son's name is in everybody's mouth. Oh, I'm gonna put him with this guy, 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 this guy. So you go put 10 names on the list, but you leave Gary Antoine Russell out, right? But you want everybody favorite. If you're a fan of this fighter, you want them fans talking about your son. If you're a fan of that fighter, you want these fans talking. So I understand what you're trying to do, but realistically, right? You got a man right there that just took the spot of the man that y'all was gonna rematch, and it's kind of similar. You know what I mean? And Rolly got a name, and guess what? He fought Tank, who y'all want to, be in a position of so bad. So go out there and get into the ring with Rolly at 147. And Rolly was just getting elevated to become a world champion. So go out there and try to make the fight happen with Rolly. And I'm quite sure Rolly would have stepped that fight in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? But I think they're a little nervous about that fight, Squeeze. You know what I'm saying? I think they're a little nervous about
Of course. Of course.
So I think what Bill gonna do is, he acting like, oh, we running down on Richard Hitchison. Oh, we running down on this fighter. Oh, we running down on this fighter. And then they go squeeze in with a soft touch to make it look like, well, we try to fight everybody. Nobody wants to fight us. No one business don't work that way. You don't just run down on people and say, oh, let's make the fight. You know what I'm saying? Business. Bill been in the game long enough to know you got to talk to the promoters and the motherfuckers who paying the dollars to make the fight happen. So all this soap opera, I need me a TV reality show, what it look like he looking for to me, he know that don't work. You know what I mean? It's good for the internet because he playing on the internet. You can play on these microwave babies' head because they believe any goddamn thing. But in reality, you got to sit down and talk to the bosses. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but Bill all smoke and mirrors. Bill be trolling and capping.
Yeah,
he a attention. He a attention grabber. Hey y'all, I'm in the room. He ain't gonna be able to sit down in the room and don't say two words.
Exactly.
Your conversation is more aggressive than with your son boxing in the ring. And I like Devin. I don't got nothing against Devin. Always like Devin, but his father just makes him look bad out in the street, selling that death and knowing your son ain't no killer.
Mm-hmm.
But great show, man. I'm great. Get on up out of here. I'm glad I sent the link, right? That was the first time I did that.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I had to get you on here. Can't stop Uncle Issei. Bring him on.
Oh man, well, anytime I'm on here, bro, you want me on, man, I'm popping up, Squeeze. Like I say, life been whipping my ass lately, so gotta get right mentally, man. Been going through some things, but we pushed through it.
Yeah, definitely keep you in my prayers, champ.
I appreciate that. I want to say this too to these, there's cats out here that like to steal a lot of thunder from y'all and don't pay the Rize podcast the respect that y'all deserve. Want to use Baltimore, Baltimore's own, right? And they like to run off with it and don't come back and show the love. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna always come through, man, and try to do my part because y'all one of the like I say, realest, genuine channels that's out here, bro.
Yeah.
And it's not to tear down fighters. It's to build up fighters and give respect and put everything in a proper perspective, bro. And it always been that way. Always, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I rock with the Rize, bro. And I'm gonna continue to rock with the Rize. And shout out to Destiny Day Owens, man, because I rock with her heavy, you know what I mean? The female fighter. Shout out to Mia as well. So, I just rock with Baltimore heavy, bro. Some real cats from Baltimore, bro. And that's what I gravitate towards.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. God bless you, man. I keep you in my prayers.
Yes, sir.
Keep me in your prayers, and whatever you gotta do, just push through, navigate through, man, and pray, man. Ask God for that guidance and the sometimes you gotta be still and see stuff move for you. Sometimes, so, man, keep your head up. Always a pleasure. I was glad to be able to send you that link. I was messing with the buttons, so I'm trial and error,
Yes,
I'm in the ring with this too, but I made it happen. But
it was
great show. Won't be no stranger. I'll be able to, now that I got you, your Gmail some nights I could bring you on that you're not on to come in and break down some fights if you could give me 15, 20 minutes of your time.
Oh, man, I'm here for you whenever you need me.
All right, chat. It's your boys, the Rize Podcast with my boy, one of the best in the business. I always rock with it. Money Brown TV, man. Keep him in your prayers, man. Let's pray for each other, not slay each other. And on that note, it's the Rize Podcast. Unified with Money Brown TV. We was on fire tonight. Right back at y'all with another one. Peace.
Some say you forgive, but don't forget it. Now you know how we do. Lock that back door, don't let no one through. I told Michi in these streets ain't no rules. He say, cuz this life we ain't over this. Yeah. And I understand that this shit wasn't easy, but nigga, we did it. Yeah, yeah. And all them hoes and all them niggas that wasn't fucking with us, then we them niggas. And now we rich now. We got money. I don't give a shit, no. And we did it. Young nigga come up for nothing, now he getting to them riches. And it's the life of a young rich nigga.